And you are welcome back. So let's quickly talk about this. It's trending right now, right? The leader of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has distributed thousands of bags of rice in Kano as Muslims approach the holy months of Ramadan. The interesting thing, take a look at this. There are pictures of the bags of rice being distributed in the state. Now, the bags have the inscription, Jagaba. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, an Instagram username, Mansurat Isa of Today's Life Foundation, uploaded these pictures, from the event with a caption appreciating the former governor of Lagos State, Bola Tinubu's foundation for the food items. Now, not a few persons are linking the distribution to the alleged presidential bid of the former governor. We say alleged because Tinubu has not declared any intention to run for president. Tinubu has a newfound love for Kano State, where he celebrated his 69th birthday this year. Right? So this is interesting. And then what caught my attention was the fact that the bags of rice are given to foundations to distribute to people. But then, like we said earlier on, it's a newfound love. What's with the Jagaban and Kano State?
Well, to be honest, you can only speculate. And these speculations would always still lead you to 2023. The rumors of, possibilities of him, running for president in 2023. There's also rumors that he might be running with the Kano State governor, Abdullahi Ganduje. Mm-hmm. And so these are all the speculations. Nobody has said, if it's true or not. He hasn't said whether he will be running. Ganduje hasn't said anything either. But, when you see these things happening, of course, with the Tinubu colloquium also happening, on his birthday, 69th birthday in Kano State also, it adds to the speculation. If you remember, there was also a market fire, I believe, that he donated 50 million naira also in Kano State. Mm-hmm. And then now we're seeing rice. It's not spelled Jagaban, but it's spelled Jagaba.
Yeah, so what's that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
well, maybe somebody couldn't spell Jagaban or, didn't, know the right spelling. But, his picture is there. Mm-hmm. There is also, the perspective where for people who have or who believe in political godfathers, and this one I'm going to add this point, for moments where where Tinubu might have said, I have no idea where that rice is coming from, or I have no connection with it. I've seen it, numerous situations where a governor mm-hmm. or a very, very, or a political bigwig, is in an environment. And there's people who are trying to get favors from him, and so they take it upon themselves to do these things. They take it upon themselves to buy souvenirs and share to people, or set up massive billboards and say, with support from so-and-so foundation or from Prince this or Princess that. So there is that, possibility that it might also be some random person who believes in him, who is one of those people who might be, the way they say it, urging him or pushing him to run for president, the same way Yahya Bello says that, the Nigerian youth and women and everybody in the country is clamoring and begging that he runs for president. So it might be also, a similar situation where there is a person who believes that, yes, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu should run for president and I will support him. And so I am doing this from my pocket. I'm buying, a 5-kilogram bags of rice and I'm sharing to the people of Kano State. The question really is, why Kano? Why not anywhere else? And so, back to speculation, it's posturing. Because, in order for you to be able to gain relevance across the country, there are certain regions that you need to put your face in. There are certain regions Absolutely. That you need to, create or, establish some type of relevance in. Mm-hmm. And for the Southwest, he is seen as a political godfather. People would say that he basically is responsible for a lot of the people who are currently in politics in the Southwest, in state, House of Assembly, in governorship positions, and in the National Assembly. These are all just talk.
Right, because like you rightly said, you can't win an election in Nigeria without the North. Yeah. Just like you can't win
an election. But you can't.
Well, just like you can't win an election in Nigeria without the South. It's all woven together.
Yes.
So speculations, like you said, it might be posturing. But you said in some cases, some people might do this and say, because we believe in this person, we are doing this. So whoever it's been done for can come out to say, it's not me.
Well, yes, but maybe they also wouldn't because they like the idea. And it's not such a bad thing to have your face on bags of rice being shared to people across Nigeria. It's not really a bad thing.
No, it's
not. You know, the question really is why Kano? And that's why I brought back the speculation about the possibility of him running for president with the Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje. There's they are all still rumors for now. But as we get closer and closer to 2023, I'm sure that there will be clarity. I'm sure that they will be able to speak and say, okay, this is what has been going on. These are the reasons. But you can't take away those speculations from persons who are seeing these things. Mm-hmm. Another part of this conversation is why we are still at a place where people can walk around and share bags of rice with pictures on them to the poor people. Mm-hmm. Are we still at a place where, because one of the things that we mentioned this morning on, off the press is former President Goodluck Jonathan saying, that we need to do more to stop vote buying and voter inducement. So is this all still part of the voter inducement conversation? Are we still sharing bags of rice in order to gain votes from people? Are Nigerians still at a place where they can take bags of rice and onions and oil? Because that's what they really give. It's oil, or they give adire to the women, to the men they might give wheelbarrows or whatever, and
in this case it's a 5 kg
5 kilogram bags of rice. And so the Nigerian people in those parts of the country, with the amount of poverty that is rumored to be, in northern Nigeria, would take all those bags of rice. They're not necessarily taking it because elections are next week and they will, vote for you next week. They're taking it and as, a build-up to 2023.
Absolutely.
And so it's expected that there would be more of these moves made. There would be more of these things being shared to different parts of the country. That, of course, would see that picture, because you could share those bags of rice without having that picture on it. Mm-hmm. But that picture is there for a reason. It's because they want you to look at that face and you want you to remember that face. So just in case there's a time for voting to be done, you would remember that this person and this face shared bags of rice to you. Well, and whoever it is that might be thinking of contesting. So there's so many angles to all these things.
This is some psychological stunt, right?
Yes.
It sinks into your subconscious.
It's politics, really.
It is. And then you talked about vote buying. How do you end vote buying when you've not addressed poverty? People are hungry. I mean, look at one of the beneficiaries. Beneficiaries. They were saying, thank you. I'm so excited. This Salah is going to, I'm quoting, this Salah is going to be good. And then they said they were focusing on people with special needs and women. These people need help. So if you don't attend to people like this, I mean, when food comes, who wouldn't collect when you need the food? It
is politics. It is also mixed with, taking advantage of poverty. It is also in the spirit of giving and Ramadan. There's so much of it. Mm-hmm. But also, I will quickly mention that this is core Nigerian politics. This also shows how expensive it is to run for office in Nigeria.
It is expensive.
You know why? Because I think it was Deji Adeonjo who posted something yesterday saying that there is these things being done now for one, politician. Mm-hmm. And those who expect that they will want to contest in 2023, the young politicians, the ones who want a better Nigeria, wouldn't do these things because it looks bad. Mm-hmm. Optics, it looks bad. It looks like it looks like voter inducement. It looks like trying to buy votes. So it does look bad, and so they wouldn't do it. But when you come out 6 months, 8 months to an election and say, I'm running, I want you to vote for me, you are 2 years behind because there's somebody who has shared rice in 2021 for election in 2023. And so you would have a higher, task ahead of you to reach out to every single person. And it is the peculiarity of Nigeria's political space. We don't have, that level of, we don't have that political space where you could reach people reach everybody via the internet, mm-hmm. via television. You need to go to the grassroots. And the grassroots politics is not the one that you do on the phone or on Twitter. It is the one that you actually reach out to these people. And if this is happening now with bags of rice, then he kind of is already having an upper hand if he is running for president in 2023.
And the interesting thing, those are the grassroots, are the ones that vote on election day.
Yeah, because
the other people want to sit back at home and watch TV.
Yeah, it's really, you know, conversations about our political space and our electoral process in Nigeria. There's so much that needs to be fixed, to be honest, and people will take advantage of it if they can afford to take advantage of it. If they know that, yes, there's poverty in these regions, and if I give them onions, they will vote for me, I would give them onions. You know, it's taking advantage of, you know, what our electoral process is like. And he's not going against any laws if he decides to share, you know, bags of rice or onions or tomatoes. It's really not. Yeah. So we'll see. Also, this morning, we're celebrating Nigerians who are doing phenomenal in their chosen careers abroad. Take a look at this very, very interesting video. For those of you who like sports, enjoy this.
Oh! Are you kidding me?
That's it.
Thunder strikes, and it comes from F.A. Ajagba. Absolutely devastating knockout, one-punch power.
But was landing that right hand, he just didn't land it in the right spot. And we see Howard standing in place. Ajagba got a full steam, a full step to get the power and the leverage that he needed. And the punch lands right on the ear of Howard. And it turned his lights out. And it sounded like a gunshot. That's what it sounded like ringside. That's natural power. And it's hard to get a fighter like this to not live and die by that, to learn how to...
Ooh. I don't think there's any other way to describe this aside it turned his lights out. That was exactly what you just saw. And the commentator said it sounded like a gunshot. But yeah, that was Nigerian heavyweight boxer F.A. Ajagba, who turned the lights out of American Brian Howard in just 1 minute and 23 seconds of the third round of the bout on Saturday. He has been congratulated by the Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Ovie Omoagege, who has described him as a rising star. F.A. Ajagba has a pretty interesting run in boxing. I don't think he's been defeated yet. He probably has been knocked out just once, or knocked down just once, I'm not sure. But he is one of those people that, you know, Nigerians are looking out to and saying, this is a great example of Nigerians excelling in their chosen careers, including sports.
Absolutely.
There's Israel Adesanya, there's a new guy, I can't remember his name now, Kennedy Nzechukwu, who's still upcoming in UFC. There's also Kamaru, who's, you know, also been undefeated so far in the UFC.
If it is very deliberate, calculative.
Powerful.
Yes.
Even if there are those who argue that he's only been fighting low-rated boxers, you know, all the while, you know, and that's why he's been successful so far.
Yeah, but he's doing well so far.
He's doing phenomenally well.
You have to start from somewhere, right?
He's doing phenomenally well. I'm not sure where that power comes from or that, you know, training comes from, but it looks like the, you know, all the Stachambanga in Delta State packed in one punch.
You had to say that. You had to say that.
Absolutely. So we're celebrating, you know, F.A. Ajagba this morning, and also, you know, reaching out to all the Nigerian boxers and all the Nigerian sportsmen who are doing phenomenally well. I think it was 2 days ago, I saw Alibaba post something on Blessing Okagbare, who also has an Olympic record for the most time she's participated in a particular sport, a particular sprint event.
And that's some record.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, she's been breaking records after records.
Yes, it is.
And she's not letting up.
Obviously not, you know, even at her age. So it once again, you know, makes us talk about how Nigerians excel in different climes. Once they leave the shores of Nigeria, they seem to find that talent, or there's now a space with which they can develop that talent that they've always had. Look at Anthony Joshua. If he was in Nigeria, he probably would have been a banker. If, you know, F.A. Ajagba was, you know, lived all his life in Nigeria, he definitely would not be a boxer, a successful boxer today.
Well,
he would be doing something entirely different, you know. And it's not saying that, you know, those in those fields are not successful, but, you know, this is his calling, or it seems like this is his calling, and he wouldn't, I don't believe that he would have been able to find this level of success if he lived in Nigeria, if he grew up in Nigeria.
Why is that?
So it's back to what we said earlier when we were talking about Twitter. We don't have that environment that lets every single person in their chosen career thrive. Do we have an environment where we can see a Tiger Woods, if that's what he wanted to be all his life? Do we have that environment where we can see a father take his child through that process and watch him become the most successful golfer in the world? We don't. Do we have that environment where we can, I mean, Wale Scott would love to talk about this. Yeah. Do we have that environment where we can see a Nigerian boxer in Nigeria get trained in Nigeria, grow up in an environment, and become a successful heavyweight boxing champion. It's almost impossible because you're dealing with traffic every day. You're dealing with the pressures that Nigeria brings your way, and there's nothing that motivates you to become that person. So. I hope that Efe Jagba gets to fight bigger names in the boxing space. I hope that he gets to defeat even more popular people,
right?
And establishes himself. He's done phenomenally well for himself so far, but I'm also looking to see him establish himself as a top 5 rated in his boxing category boxer in the world. He needs to meet with bigger personalities, with more established fighters, with more experienced fighters, and knock them all out, with the same.
Who knows?
Thunderstrike.
You just might get your wish because, I mean, he looks like a moving train and the speed is top notch.
He definitely is.
Yeah.
Definitely is. We hope that Wale Scott can bring that up in the conversation soon.
Absolutely.
And get to express more about what we hope to see. Israel Adesanya lost his last fight.
Yeah, he did.
We're expecting that his next fight will be a victory. And that is from the Nigerian in me wanting to see them continue to excel. Kamaru Usman, that's his name. Is the one I was referring to earlier. Okay. He, still has not lost any fight. Kennedy Nzeku, I think, has 1 loss and one victory, I believe. And they still, there's still so much, that these guys can achieve.
Absolutely.
Outside, the shores of Nigeria. So congratulations to him once again.
Yes.
And we hope to see more of those fights and more of those thunderous, strikes, basically.
I'm telling you.
Best of luck if you have to face a Nigerian in the ring.
Oh, God.
They're bringing with them all the traffic in Lagos and all the frustration that comes with Nigeria, and they're packing all of that in one punch. So best of luck to you.
See,
all right?
It's a good thing, though, to be a Nigerian.
Yes,
Say yes. Yes.
Yes, it is. This is where we will be wrapping it up this morning. It's been a very interesting breakfast show, and we hope that your Tuesday continues to run very smoothly. We wish every single person a great Tuesday. If you missed out on any of the conversations we had this morning, you can join us on our social media platforms. It is simply @PlusTV Africa on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel @PlusTV Africa.
Yes.
Wish you a great day ahead.
Yes, a great day. It looks good for me, though, and I hope you have a good day.
Happy Ramadan also.
Yeah. Bye.